welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well today. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie Jade and I post videos over here 3 times a week, and I do have a vlogging channel too. So in today's video, I'm going to be testing out a new foundation. I've wanted to get my hands on this and give it a go for quite a while now. So I'm finally testing it out and I really hope you enjoy this. So without further ado, I just want to get started. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment on this video, and do subscribe to my channel for more content just like this because it really helps us out. But let's just get started with today's video. So the foundation that we're going to be testing is the Collection Hydra Serum Hydrate Foundation. I have seen this everywhere, and every single time I go into Superdrug I see it, nearly buy it, don't, and then regret it later. So I finally got my hands on it. And firstly, look at this packaging. It's so nice and it really does look really bright, hydrating, refreshing. Really like it. So this has hyaluronic acid in, which I'm quite excited for. So this is actually a medium coverage foundation, which I expected it to be quite a light coverage one with it being a serum, but I'm quite happy it's a medium one because I prefer fuller coverage than less coverage. It's enriched with hyaluronic acid, vitamin E and vitamin B5. So the hyaluronic acid helps to hydrate the skin. The vitamin E is an antioxidant. The vitamin B5 helps to reduce redness and sensitivity, which I could really do with reducing a bit of sensitivity in my skin. I bought this in the shade 7, which is Biscuit. Really wasn't sure what shade to go for. They had some testers but not that many. So I've just had a quick look online and they only actually have 15 shades in this foundation, which if I'm completely honest, they could do better. Like, they could definitely do better than just 15 shades. These are the shades that are available. So they've got a lot of very fair to light shades, a few medium, but not very many dark shades at all. So I feel like they could be a lot more inclusive with that. But I still want to try it. We're going to give it a fair go. On the website, it says it's got a breathable finish, leaves skin feeling hydrated with a subtle glow, covers uneven skin tones, blemishes and dark circles, and it's got a vegan formula. So I'm going to open it up and see what it's like. So it's got a pumping dispenser. Do love packaging for this. And I'm just going to apply some of this onto the back of my hand first. Okay, do you know what? That looks a good shade. It's always so hard to find the right shade of foundation when you're trying a new one, but that looks a really nice shade. I also want to mention that I have already primed my skin. I used a serum actually. I used a L'Oreal new serum. It's the infallible serum. Really nice. And then I used the IRL primer by Revolution as well on top of that. So my face is already ready to go. And I'm just going to go in with the foundation. So it does feel very liquidy on my finger. Oh, that's such a nice shade. Okay, I'm just going to apply this all over my face. I'm going to blend half of it in with a beauty blender and half of it in with a brush to see how well it performs with both different types of blending. But this actually feels really nice. It feels quite silky. Feels like quite a nice texture. Just move that hair out of the way. Okay. I've got probably too much now, so you don't really need a lot. Like, a little bit seems to go a long way with this foundation, but we're just going to keep patting that around so I don't end up wasting any. My eyes are literally still like dyed on my lids from the last look I did. It's literally just dyed my eyelids, but we're just going to go with it anyway. It'll be fine. I'm going to cover it up with something later. That actually feels really nice on my hands. Like, it felt really silky, so I do think it's going to be really hydrating. Okay, this is how it's looking. I do think that's a really good match. I'm going to start to blend it in now. I'm going to use this beauty blender here to blend it in on this side. I'm going to use my left side is going to be beauty blender. My right side is going to be the brush. The brush that I'm using is the buffing brush by Real Techniques. It's the 204. So I'm going to start with the beauty blender first. I'm just going to go straight in. I do prefer to use a brush when I'm blending any sort of like liquid product, any foundation, stuff like that. I do prefer to use a brush. But when I'm testing something out, I do like to use both so we can actually see which it performs better with. Do you know what? Just say I've just blended that out with a sponge. That was absolutely effortless. And that looks really nice. Definitely have the right shade there. I wasn't sure if I'd gone too dark, too light, or what I'd done. I think that's absolutely perfect. I really like that. Okay, so this is what it looks like blending it in with the sponge. It's definitely got that glowy kind of look to it. Really like it. Sometimes I feel like this sponge just sucks up too much of the product. With it being quite a liquidy, hydrating foundation, I thought, yeah, it's just going to go straight into the sponge. Not going to be able to see it on my face, but that's actually done a really good job. Yeah, I like that. Right, time to do the brush. I'm just going to start to blend this in. It definitely gives better coverage using my brush. I feel like if you use a brush to blend it in, you'd need to use less product, so you'd be saving some product. So, I mean, the coverage on this side is definitely a lot better than this side. I feel like this side's blended in easier. Like, this side might make it take a little bit longer to blend in than the other side, but yeah, I like it. I feel like you could definitely use either. This is how it's looking, and it's actually done quite a good job of brightening my under eyes like it said. I feel like it has had a lot better coverage on this side. Like, this side of my face looks brighter, fuller. Really helped cover my under eye bags on that side better. So the brush has really helped for that. But I did quite like the way we applied it with the sponge. I like how easy it was to blend with the sponge. So to be honest, I'd use either. Still, favourite is using a brush, but I could use either with this foundation. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I really, really like that. I love it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and see how well things actually blend in with it and how things work with it. Because that's one of the real tests for me with a foundation, is seeing how well it actually works with the rest of my makeup routine. So I'm going in with my concealer, which is the e.l.f. Camo Coverage Concealer. I'm just going to use like my daily routine products, like what I'd use on a daily basis. Do you know what? I'm so impressed with this foundation so far. I actually really like it. Just want to see how well it does blend with everything else. I'm just going to use a sponge to blend it in with. It depends how I'm feeling, whether I use a sponge or a brush. Personally, I do prefer a brush, but I feel like a sponge is just faster to blend. So that's what we're going to use. Oh wow, yeah. Do you know what? That has made a massive impact on my under eyes. I really struggle with dark circles and really, really puffy under eyes. But that has really, really helped. I'm really blown away by that. Okay, I really like it. Right, that's my concealer done. We're going to go in with my bronzer now, which is by Revolution. This is like my go-to. This is my third one of these now. I love it. So this is the Mega Bronzer in the shade Warm. And I'm just going to grab some of this onto my brush. Real Techniques 002 brush. And then start to apply some here. One of my things with foundation is I find sometimes that they start to separate. Like, I'll blend everything in nicely and then it starts to separate. So I'll have like some foundation down here, bronzer here, bit of blush here, and it doesn't really like stay together. Like, by the time I finish doing my makeup, if I'm not a fan of the foundation, sometimes it'll like start to separate. So I'm excited to see how this looks, because so far I really like it. If I tan, then I would have to buy like a darker shade for this, or just really bronze it up. But I think it's perfect for my natural skin tone. I keep saying if I tan. I've been planning on tanning for about 6 months now and still haven't done it. I've got like 3 new tans that I wanted to try and I've just not got around to even bothering. Okay, this is blending in beautifully. I'm going to use a cream blush for my blush, because I do use my She Glam blush like nearly every single day. Like, it's one of my absolute favourites. But I want to try like different textures. So I want to try like a loose product. This is like a pressed powder for the bronzer. And then I want to use a cream product for the blush, and then like a loose product for the highlight, and like try different products and see like how different textures work with this foundation, because so far I'm very impressed. Okay, this is how it's looking. Going in with that blush that I was talking about. I'm going to use this one today. This is one of the old formulas by She Glam, and it's the shade 101, which is Love Cake. Love Cake and Hush Hush are my favourites. This one's a little bit warmer and a little bit kind of like darker than the other one. The other one's a little bit more of a pastel. But I'm just going to apply some there and then some on there and see how well it blends. Just going to put that back on. These blushes by She Glam too, they smell of chocolate and they just smell so nice. I literally always forget about it, and then as soon as I open it up I'm like, okay, that smells amazing. Wow, this is blending in so nicely. I feel like there's just nothing this foundation, like there's not one thing this foundation can't do. Okay, I'm just gonna blend this out for a bit. Like it needs to be a bit more lifted. It's blending in beautifully though, it's really, really working well with it. The blush is now all blended in and it is blended beautifully with that foundation. Gonna go with a little bit of highlight on top of that blush now. Oh, love this. This is a Beauty Bay highlight. I feel like this is so underrated. Look at how beautifully and seamlessly it's just blending straight into that. This is in the shade Glaze and it's so beautiful. I want to try the others as well because it's so nice. I'm just blending that up. So far, everything seems to be beautifully just working together and just like melting in together. I really, really like it. Just gonna get a bit of highlight up here and some on my lip. Okay, that, obsessed, absolutely love it. I'm not gonna do a lot on my eyes today because it's not really an eye look video. I'm just doing more of a base makeup video, so I'm not gonna bother with my eyes. But this is how it's looking. I'm gonna go in with a setting powder and see how that does. So I'm going to use a loose one and I'm going to use a powder one. So I'm going to start with the powder first. I've got a little powder sponge here. I'm using the SheGlam Insta Ready one because I use this all the time and I really like it. So I'm going to see how well it performs with this foundation. I'm just patting some in underneath my eye. It is a really nice powder though. It really does help to mattify and kind of keep things together, avoid creasing, and just smooths it out as well. Really smooths my under eye. I really want to try the Trigwell Cosmetic Powder Puff. That looks really, really good, but I've still not got my hands on one of those. Still not tried one. Okay, that's my under eyes pretty much done. Now I'm going to go in with a bit of a bigger brush. Just going to use this one here, nothing special. Just to get a bit of that powder, the loose powder on, and I'm just going to start to apply some of this. This one is just the translucent one, by the way. I also have it in, I think it's like a sandy colour. It's like the first one up from translucent is really nice. Oh, do you know what? This might have to be one of my new favourite drugstore foundations. It is so good. This is what it's looking like. I'm going to quickly take it off my tripod, go to the window and show you what it looks like in natural lighting, because obviously I've got all my studio lights on me right now, so I want to show you what it looks like in natural everyday light. So I'm now at my window and this is completely natural lighting. This is how it looks. It looks so smooth, so good, like the colour is perfect for me. Yeah, I like it even more in natural lighting than I do in artificial lighting, I think, which isn't often for makeup for me now because I have to go a little bit more extra with the camera. But yeah, I really like that. This is the final look. I really like this foundation. I was really pleasantly surprised by it. I think it was £7.99, which is really cheap for foundation. The one that I use every single day is £9.99, and do you know what? They're very, very close for quality and for how much I like them. Like, I think it's really nice. I don't think, if I'm honest, I could pick out any if many flaws. It says medium coverage. I do think it's medium coverage. Maybe the only thing that I could think, if I could improve it, would be to be full coverage. But it felt beautiful on my skin, really hydrating, really, really nice. Everything has blended beautifully into it. Yeah, I really, really like it. So that is it. That is my full review on the Collection Cosmetics Hydra Serum Foundation. What do you guys think? I personally really like it and definitely think it was worth the money. Yeah, I love it. I didn't expect to like it anywhere near as much as I have done, so I'm really surprised by that. But thank you so much for watching this video. Really, really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button for me, as well as leave me a lovely little comment in that comment section down below to read later on. But please also subscribe to my channel for more content just like this, because it really, really does help me out. But that is it from me for today, and I hope I see you all next time. Bye!